Hello, today I will be talking about movie review number 1067. This is A Quiet Place. Day 1. A Quiet Place. Day 1. This is a 2024 movie that is directed by Michael Sarnoski in the movie. Sarnoski. Michael Sarnoski. So this is based on A Quiet Place by Brian Woods and Scott Bett, and this is a spin-off of A Quiet Place 1 and A Quiet Place Part 2. This is from Paramount Pictures, Platinum Dunes, and Sunday Night Productions, and I saw this movie on July 25th, 2024 at Showcase Cinema De Lux in Springdale, Ohio. So this is a spin-off of the Quiet Place movies that were directed by John Krasinski, who is a producer on this film, or even, I believe a producer on this film, along with Michael Bay, Andrew Thorne, Brad Thorwell from Platinum Dunes. So in Quiet Place Part 2, we got to see day 1 of when the monsters came to Earth and started terrorizing the planet. But we saw it through the main family's eyes that you saw in Quiet Place 1 and 2. This time, the movie is set in New York City, which is known as the city that never sleeps, one of the busiest and most noisiest cities in the world. And yet, A Quiet Place Day 1 takes place on the first day where the monsters come to Earth. And then they start killing people when they hear noise, which means there's going to be a lot of bad things happening in the movie. So, when New York City comes under attack from an alien invasion, a woman and other survivors try to find a way to safety. They soon learn that they must remain absolutely silent, as the mysterious creatures are drawn to the slightest sound. So you saw in the Quiet Place 1 and 2 how the monsters attack if they hear noise, which is why you gotta be really quiet. But what was interesting is that the family that you saw in the Quiet Place 1 and 2, they use sign language to help so that they can communicate and not make noise. Well, it's a little hard to do that when New York City is very noisy. And so the main character in the movie is Sam, or Samira, portrayed by Lupita Nyong'o in the movie. Lupita Nyong'. Samira is a former poet, and she is suffering from cancer. And so one day, she decides to go out to a play in New York City, but she also wants a slice of pizza. Soon afterwards, she was trying to get a slice of pizza, but after the play, something bad happens, and these aliens or monstrous creatures come to Earth, and they start killing people. And basically, chaos is loose in New York City. So, Samira is one of the survivors left, along with Henry, who is portrayed by the Jamon Hansu in the movie, Djimon Hounsou. Henry is another survivor. And by the way, Dejimon Hansu actually was in A Quiet Place Part 2. So, we also see Joseph Quinn playing Eric. He is a law student. So, Eric happens to find Sam after the first encounter with the monstrous creatures, and Eric decides to follow Sam after Sam's cat, Frodo, gets Eric to safety. As far as Eric gets out of a terrible situation and he finds Frodo, and Frodo takes Eric to Sam. Eric has nowhere to go, so he decides to follow Sam back to her apartment. And Sam tells Eric about her plans to grab some pizza. Now, Eric realizes that they need to. Eric realizes that this could definitely be dangerous, especially with the creatures outside. But what they don't know is that the creatures Well, not at first, but they eventually realize that the creatures cannot swim. And so there might be a boat that might take the survivors out of the city, away from the creatures. So before Sam and Eric head off to the boat, they they are going to try to get a slice of pizza and avoid the creatures before it's too late. We also see Alice Wolf as Ruben, who is a hospice care worker and a friend of Sam's. And we also see Elaine Umuhire, Umuhire as Senna, who is Henry's wife. We also see Frodo, who is Sam's cat. Interesting, a cat. And this cat helps both Sam and Eric at various parts in the movie. Even Eric is riding the cat through the second part of the movie. But the movie definitely takes place before the events of A Quiet Place 1 and A Quiet Place Part 2, and it first details the monsters coming to Earth in various parts of the world, but in this case, this takes place in New York City, where the only thing that will help you survive is to stay silent. But how long can you stay silent, and how long can you avoid those creatures before those creatures start coming for you? Oh, I thought it was a pretty good movie, and it definitely reminds you that you have to be really silent. Just like the family in A Quiet Place 1 and A Quiet Place Part 2, Sam and Eric have to be really silent. Because if they make even the slightest sound, those creatures will be coming. So, before the release of Day 1, John Krasinski said that he was working on a Part 3 to A Quiet Place. I heard originally that it was going to be released in 2025. I haven't heard much of it since then, but it looks like we will be getting the Quiet Place Part 3, and I'm definitely excited. But it'll be interesting to see if any of the characters that you see in Day 1 will come back for maybe a potential Part 3. I won't say who survives and who doesn't, but I will say that it would be interesting to see how A Quiet Place Day 1 might connect with A Quiet Place Part 3. So that would be interesting to see. But I thought it was a pretty good movie. So that's my movie review of A Quiet Place Day 1. Please tune in for this movie review. Alright, goodbye.